Tandy equipment, or
Hmm.
I was going, if there was already someone with Tandy equipment, what I was going to take out of my storage is I have a MSX, a Yamaha MSX music machine,
Hmm.
and I have the synthesizer that goes with it also, that connects to the old MIDI system. So I was going to take these out and show, but that was my other options. So. Yeah, I think taking out the T100 and the extension and the drive. I know that the drive I got needs to be repaired because of the belt. I need to replace the belt.
Yep.
So I hope it's the only thing I need to do.
It. I. Well, I've had two of them, and that's been the only issue. Is the belt just turns to goo. So I had to get a replacement belt for him. Yep.
What is the how come some rubbers turn to goo and some others don't? What is there a chemist
There-
there that can answer?
I'm
If
not a chemist.
if you put a little mineral oil on rubber, it will swell up and turn to goo.
Yeah, I've done that before on actually mountain bicycle brakes. That you some are mineral oil and the others are. And if you don't put the right oil, the, the seals they just go away and you end up no brakes.
Oh, that's not good.
So it happened once, but I wonder what's I don't know if it's simple, if it's just simple hydrolysis that does this.
I don't know, but I can tell you it's a pain. I mean, the only painful part of it is, you get the new belt, but then you got to clean all the old belt off of
Yep.
the, spindles before you can put the new one on. And that was what took the most time, was just cleaning all that ick off of the spindles so that you could,
Yeah.
you know, so that the new belt would work. But
And sometimes they get glued to stuff that they should not get glued to. Like one time I had a head in a VCR. There was a VCR that I've repaired. There was some of that goo on the one of the heads, and it was very hard to remove.
yep, indeed. Well, hey, thanks everybody for coming. We were just kind of chatting about stuff. VCF Montreal is going to be the same weekend as our Tandy Retro Show, so we might have an opportunity here to show some of the other show at the virtual show that we're doing at the end of January. Um, but it looks like we've got some folks here. Grant's here. Hopefully, Grant, you've got something to share with us around the 26 Fest. And Brian, you weren't here last week or sorry, not last month. Um, but I'm hoping that you've got a secretary's report to share with us.
Uh,
But
yeah, I mean, yeah, I wasn't here the last 2 months. I do apologize. Work has taken me out of town more weeks than not.
okay.
Um, I am here in town this week. Actually, I'm going to be out of town next week. So,
Woohoo.
um,
Well, we
good,
caught you at a
good
good
time
time.
again. Right. So, I do have the report from the last meeting that I attended. I
Good.
didn't know, did anybody take notes for the last two, or do I need to go back? I didn't want to double up on work if somebody
Well,
hadn't, that's fine. I'll backtrack,
So,
but
so November, we didn't really have a lot of folks join, so we didn't actually do an official meeting. We just
okay,
came on and kind of shared. So
okay.
there's really no minutes for that meeting, but the meeting prior, you'd have to look online. I don't think anybody took notes.
For October? Okay. So
Yeah,
let's
for
see.
October.
No meeting November.
So, do you have the September minutes though?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay, cool.
Need October. Okay, just making a note to myself here.
Yep. And you and
Okay.
I have got to get together and get these moved over. So, right?
Everything that I have is up on the website.
Oh, good, good, good.
So,
Okay.
but of course minus the ones that we have gaps, but
Okay.
all of the reports that I did have on my computer have been uploaded.
Okay, cool.
Yep. I worked with Eric here a few months ago,
Okay, good.
I lost my password, and so while I had him on the phone, I said, what's the path?" And so
Got it.
he got me the
Okay.
path. So yep, those have been uploaded, sir.
Good deal. Well, why don't we go ahead and take care of the September meeting minutes? And
Okay.
then,
I was going to say that Tony wrote me and said something came up and he may not make the meeting.
that's fine.
Okay.
I
I'll
figured,
I'll let you go with your regular meeting, and
Okay.
I'll keep you informed about that
Yeah.
weekend.
Let me know.
We'll do something for sure. Thanks,
Okay.
thanks for offering this. It's a great idea.
Okay, sounds good.
Nice meeting you all, and have a great time. Have a great Christmas time.
Okay, you too.
Thanks.
If I could share one thing real quick with the group before we get
Yeah.
started here. I showed this on the Coco Nation, was a week before last. And
Mhm.
this was actually something that was held in Des Moines, but they had kind of the equivalent of a Des Moines Fest back in the day. And I think a few of you are probably going to recognize your faces on this. This goes back to like the mid 90s. I don't know
Wow.
if this is going to come through or not, but Richard, you're in there. You're in the background. I think John Mark, you're in there, maybe. I can't remember some of the people that are in here, but Tony's over here. Here's Tony, and his wife is right here. But I don't know if anybody's recognizing any faces there, you know. There you are, Richard. You're up in the upper corner right there. But I don't know if
think
this
I've ever been to Des Moines for a meeting though.
we figured this was something with the Des Moines thing or something like that. We don't think it was in Chicago. But anyway, I just thought I would share it. It was this gentleman right here, James Jones. Whoops, James Jones. He worked at
Microwave.
Microwave. Yep, back in the day. And I actually found this he had this with some group of stuff he gave me here, and I'm going to put this into a frame, and I'm going to bring this to present at Coco Fest just as something that people can kind of admire and talk about and stuff like that. So, but I just thought it was kind of interesting.
Is there a way to scan it so we could put it up on the website so people could
I should be able to. I don't think this is much larger than 11 by 17. So yeah, I should be able
Okay.
to scan this on the copier at work.
or
yeah.
take a picture of it and crop it or
Yep.
something? Because it's hard to, I mean, on Zoom, it's
Oh, yeah,
pixelated,
yep.
so it's
Oh, yeah,
really
yep.
hard for us to kind of see
Yeah,
it.
but yeah, there's a lot of people that are in here that
Because
so-
what I'm really interested right now is if Rich is in the meeting, if he's in the picture and it was a Des Moines event, and Rich says he doesn't believe he's ever been to Des Moines, and there's a big.
I'm sure I've never been, although I was born
that's
there.
well, we'll do some more digging. I don't have it in front of me, the actual document that went with this thing here, but anyway, maybe
So
we can get some people to remember if I bring it to Coco Fest. Maybe we can get some conversation going.
We have a regular member whose name is escaping me right at the moment, who is a photographer, and I think he took that picture
Okay.
and sold prints to the people at the fest that year.
Okay.
And so it's possible he would be annoyed if you started sending it out for free. I don't know.
Well, I like I said, I just wanted to put it in a frame and then be able to and have it displayed at Coco Fest. So, but anyway, I just
see.
wanted to share that real quick because there's people that show up on the meeting here. So anyway, let me go ahead and share my screen, and I'll read off the minute. Where's my there we are. Okay, this will be September 11th meetings with the last one I was able to attend here. With the people in attendance there, Jim, John Mark Mobley was there, Randy Weaver, Chris Hawks, Salvador was with us, Tony Peraza, Grant Levy, and myself. We started out the meeting there. I ran the minutes, read off the minutes from June's meeting, and that was all approved with no opposed. At the time, we had no treasurer's report, so we moved on to old business. With the old business there was a follow-up there from the rooms. Room blocks are open, and Grant also mentioned that he would start lining up presentations for next year's fest. He also mentioned that on Friday we would have a 10 a.m. start with a 9 a.m. start on Saturday. And then Sunday's kind of the pack up on Sunday then.
Okay.
Mark O will start to ramp up for TRS, which we've been talking about. That'll happen after Tandy Assembly, which has already happened. Randy mentioned something about we had a board meeting to talk about the website, adding a countdown for the Cocoa Fest, and then
Yep.
also looking to consolidate some of the data that's on there, and then also updating the
Yeah, if you got
updating the tables for the fest. Go ahead.
So you have Consolate. I think you said
Oh, consolidate,
consolidate, right?
consolidate.
Idate, consol.
It's
Yeah.
an O, isn't it? Consolidate, isn't it? Console.
I think it's IDATE.
Get back here. You can't type on here. CO.
IDATE.
What was that? I'm sorry.
CONSOLIDIDATE. There you go.
Sorry, I'm
okay.
I'm doggy sitting for my son, and he's chewing on his bone behind me, making a lot of noise. Apologize.
Okay.
Then also updating the map for the tables for Cocoa Fest.
Okay, so that Grant, since you're here, I wanted to point that out to you. I got a note here, and I didn't want to bother you because I know we're still a little early, but Randy had wondered if there was a way we could make an actual table layout for the hallway instead of just having the names of the tables for the hallway. And I told him we might be able to, but I'd have to check with you. So I don't know if Grant's listening or not. He joined, but
when you say table layout, you talk about actually printing out something that we would see on the website?
Yeah, if you go to the website, if you go to Tandy List and you look at the, if you look at the homepage or whatever, it shows all the, like where each one of the tables are relative to the other ones in the hallway or in the big room. But it doesn't show the same thing for the hallway tables. It just gives names for the tables. 101, 102, or whatever. And Randy was hoping for a layout like we do for the main hall.
Okay.
So anyway, that sounds like Grant must be away from his keyboard right now. So I just was pointing out what that was when we talked about it.
Okay. And then we're also we were going to try to update the address for where we're going to send checks.
Okay.
For this year. And then with new business, we talked about how back in the day, Steve Strobridge set up the MailChimp, and that they no longer have a free option. And we moved to MailerLite,
which also is no longer, which also has become a non-free option.
Right. And so we were looking at some other options that we might have, and one would be, would we be able to use the Tandy List for sending emails?
Correct. Okay.
So, and I don't know if we've pursued that, but
we're still working on it. I still don't have a solution. We did talk about it some more last month, but it's still the solution. The solution that was presented at the meeting last month turns out to not be an actual mailing list solution. So that's not going to be helpful for us. So I'm still looking for something.
Something out there. Okay.
Yep. And when Randy has not responded yet on whether we could do this via Tandy List, so we're still waiting on that.
And then the rest of the meeting was the election of the officers. Do you want me to read through all the approvals or just announce who the individual positions were? So, yep.
No, I think that's fine.
Yep. So for the officers there for 2025-26, Tony was nominated as the treasurer and was approved.
I would change it to treasurer, though. You got treasurer. There you go. Okay.
Treasurer, thank you. And then for secretary was myself, Brian Wiesler, and that was also approved. And then John Mark Mobley for vice president, and then Jim Brain remained as president for us.
Okay.
And then with that, we made a motion to close, and we wrapped things up at 8:15.
Okay. So, anybody have questions or comments on the Secretary's report.
Um, when I sometimes have to lead a meeting, I like to be able to pull up the minutes from the last meeting sometimes, so
Mhm.
that I can plan an agenda for the
Mm.
for the meeting. And I'm used to going to Google Drive and Tandy Color Computer Club and then like Treasurer and then 2025 and then December and pull up the report. And every time I've tried to do that, it's not there. Even though there's a directory for it and everything, I can't seem to pull up the secretary's report.
Let me see. Let me just look at it real quick here, because Brian said he just recently put the stuff up a couple months ago. So let me look at Secretary Reports 2025, and there is a January, February, March, April, June, and August. It wasn't a July one, looks like, and
Yeah.
this one here that hasn't been put up yet. So they should be there now, John Mark.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yep. But what I would say, Brian, is to John Mark's point, it might be best to go ahead and put the report up there when you're
Mhm.
working on it, even before it's approved. Just maybe
Well, yeah, that's my goal. So in my absence there, if
Yeah.
I wasn't there, at least it could be someone could read it then, if anything. So
Yeah.
yep.
And
Yep.
then maybe just put in the report somewhere, like in the top page or at the top of it, or put like, draft or not yet approved or whatever. And then when it's approved, we'll take that out.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. Any other questions or comments about the Secretary's report? Okay. Anyone have any issues with approving the Secretary report? No. Okay. I don't know that we need to do a whole move and second thing. We can kind of expedite this. So, yeah, if you could put that up there, that'd be great. And it looks like Tony's not here, so we won't have a treasury report this month. But Grant was here, and I was going to ask him if there was any updates on the tables being open, but it looks like he dropped off. I don't know if something happened or what, but I don't have any new business for tonight, but the only report I think I have is Tandy Retro Show is under. We've got a handful of presenters already. I mean, they've signed up. They're still sorting out what they want to do a presentation on. So we have, and then of course Eddie was here before the show, and we may have an opportunity to show off some of the exhibits at VCF Montreal during our Tandy Retro Show. So coming along, we've got about a month and a half before the event. It'll be the 24th of January, the same day as VCF Montreal. So post it in the Facebook group, and I do need to post in the mailing list. I just realized I haven't done that yet, so I'm going to post tonight on the mailing list about calling for exhibitors or presenters. Other than that, I think things are going fine until the new year rolls around and we get started on Cocoa Fest 34, I think, 2026 show, but I don't remember what number it is. So let me see here real quick. Cocoa Fest 34th. So any new business, any other business that needs to be discussed?
Did we say that the mailing list is going away?
We didn't, but you bring up a good point that we do utilize the multimedia mailing list, and Dennis, the list owner, indicated that the company that runs the list for him is shutting down mailing lists at the end of the year. And so they were looking for someone to take on the to what we were going to do for the future for the list. I suggested that, I mean, somebody may take it on, I don't know, but I suggested that folks join. There's another mailing list that's already in existence, been out there since 2019, called Color Computer, and it's a groups.io mailing list. John Mark, you mentioned you've been on it for a while. I've been on it for a while. There's a number of people that have. It looks to me like it functions just equivalently to the multimedia site. It's an email-based list. You can look at it. So unlike the multimedia Cocoa mailing list, you can post and read the messages from the web if you want, but you don't have to. You can do all of the things that you need to do from email. So it functions as just like a traditional email mailing list.
Except you can have attachments.
That's true. That he turned attachments off on the Cocoa multimedia mailing list, but you can have attachments on the groups.io list. So I would encourage, Rich, I don't know if you're subscribed to either one of the mailing lists, but if you're not, then you might want to join the groups.io list. Brian, same for you. I don't know if you're on the groups.io list, but I can share here and show folks where it is and whatnot. Give me a second, and I can do that.
I was not aware of that.
Yep. Let me go and hook it up right here, and let me. Okay. So let me put this in a new window for everybody, and okay. And let me share it. So here we go. Let me find my sharing button. Where is sharing? There it is. Okay. Window. There we go. So this is the groups.io webpage. Like I said, you can access this mailing list from email. So if you see here, let's see, I guess it doesn't tell in the website, but when you get an email, it'll tell you how you can join and whatnot. But you can join from the website here if you want to find or create a group. But the group is called Color Computer at groups.io, and the subscription. Let's see, I sent a note to the multimedia page, but it's like Color Computer -subscribe at groups.io is the email address you use to subscribe to the mailing list. let me grab that. I was thinking it was in here, so let me not share this, and let me share the other thing. So come on, let me find the email that I sent to the multimedia list so I can share what it is here. Where is it? It's Color Computer plus, I guess, plus subscribe. So let me, here we go. Dang it, can't find the email that I sent. So let me find it here. But anyway, I'll just copy in from one of the messages that got sent here. So give me a second. I thought I'd put it in the window here so folks can see it.
Oh, here we go. I think I found it. I got the email.
Oh, do you? Okay.
You want me to share my screen real quick? Or?
Yeah, share it, because for some reason I'm having a hard time finding it. It had the whole thing there, but I can't seem to find it in my email box right now. Grant, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
I lost connection.
Okay, got it. Yeah, there it is. So you can subscribe to it by just clicking on that email address and just I think just sending any message to that email address will start the process for subscribing you to that to this group.
This one, yeah, this one right here.
Yep, that one right there.
Yep.
Anyway, so I don't know, John Mark, if you had something else you want to say, but yes, the multimedia for our mailing list is going to go away at the end of the year, and after that, the only mailing list I'm aware of that talks about color computer stuff is here. Well, that's just the color computer. There's a Coco 3 FPGA mailing list and some other specific subset mailings, but a general Coco mailing list, this is the only one I'm aware of. So Grant, do you have anything that you want to share with us around the fest?
So, yep, so the main thing that's going on with the fest is the registrations will start. I wish Brandy was here to find out for sure, but I'm thinking starting either around the 17th of January or the 1st of February, the first weekend of February is when I'm thinking about starting the registrations. We have finalized the dinners, which will be $42 roughly, which will be we're going to do Italian buffet this year, which will be a meat lasagna and fettuccine with sides and everything on that. Also, going to be doing just the main room this year and the hallways, no overflow rooms. So we'll just have the main room and then the presentation room this year, and then of course the auction room, which will be the hotel room.
Okay.
And the main thing too that we need to start make sure reminding people is we will not be collecting the money at the door this year. So people pick that box. I'm saying that we'll probably need to have the money into the treasury within 3 weeks after they click that box. Otherwise, we'll need to start releasing the tables. So therefore, we don't end up with empty tables and like we did last year. So
for table registrations. For
correct,
table registration.
correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So
And how
so
much
I'll
is
be
a
making-
table? How much what did
we're going
we
to keep it.
decide?
We're going to keep them the same as it was last year.
Okay.
So,
So 50 for is it 50/40 or just 50 altogether?
50/40.
Okay, 50/40. So an 8-foot table is 50 and a 6-foot table is 40.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So since the hotel helped us, I think we can keep it the same this year
Okay.
as we did last year.
So sounds like you were having connectivity issues, but when Brian was going through the meeting minutes, in the September meeting, I don't know if that you were in attendance during that meeting, but there was a topic came up around table layouts for the hallway. And Randy was asking if there was any way that we could get a pictorial of the hallway with some tables so that he could put that in the page as opposed to just the names of the tables. So I didn't know if that was possible or not.
I guess we could probably do that. I mean, we just
Because I know like Forgotten Machines, he likes to have a very specific place, and it's not always clear as to is that 107 and 108, or is that 101 and 102, or because he kind of likes to be out there in the hallway in that main area right by where the doors open up to the main showroom. So if it's possible, I think Randy would appreciate it, and we could put it on the site and bolt it up like the other tables are set up.
yeah. I mean, I don't think we want to put like a whole bunch of tables out there. Is that what he's wanting, or just a?
I think he's
Just a
wanting to
few-
make sure he doesn't oversell the tables for one, and also to be able to let people choose specifically where they'd like to be, because I'm thinking if people start putting like if everybody's kind of congregated in that back part of the hallway, like where the so there's the one set of doors that open up, and then the other side of the hallway is that little room that's kind of our prep room or whatever. That part of
Right.
the hallway, if everybody else is kind of congregating that part of the hallway, then I think people would want to be there as opposed to in the other like I can't AJ. It's AJ. So AJ might not want to be on the other hallway if he's going to be the only person over there, right? So that was the thing, is if we could show people kind of a pictorial of where the tables, how many tables we're considering and where they might be located, then people can select from the list or select from the
So the
picture.
problem we would have with that is how many tables do we want to put out there? Because keep in mind, we are going to be paying per table to put out in the hallway.
We are.
So
Okay.
normally we don't want to be putting, like, we don't want to put 20 tables out there in the hallway if we're not going to be using all 20 tables.
No,
Because
how
we're
many
paying-
tables, how many tables would we want to put out? I mean, how many tables did we put in the website last year to put out in the hallway?
We didn't.
How did we
just put
select?
that, we just put the people who wanted it out in the hallway, and then we put that many people's tables out there at that point. So if they wanted it out in the hallway, so let's say 5 people wanted to be in the hallway, then we would then put 5 tables in the hallway at that point. And
Okay.
then they could put the tables wherever they wanted in the hallway at that time.
Oh, well, I guess my
Because
thing
we
is,
don't want to purchase 20 tables and then only use 3. Because then
No,
we're purchasing.
that's fine. I'm
'Cause-
thinking if we just do a picture though, the picture doesn't commit us to the tables being there, right?
Correct.
So if we just put a picture and we say, well, here's where tables could go. If you want a table, pick where you want it, and then we'll buy that table and we'll put it there, and you can be there.
Right. Okay, we can do that. And then they
Yeah.
can move them to where they want to at that point.
Yeah, I mean they can. Although if I'm thinking like if they want to be near the door, only so many people can be near the door, right? So
Right.
So if you put the picture together and you say, well, we can put a table here and we can put a table here, and there's 2 people that pick those tables, then my opinion is they get those tables next to the door, right? So we put a table there for them, and then so somebody else can't come later and say, well, I bought a table in the hallway, but I want my table near the door. I'm like, well, somebody already selected the table by the door. AJ wants his
Right.
table by the door. So then I'm want to make sure, especially with not having the overflow rooms, I think there's going to be maybe a little bit more. Well, and the thing that you mentioned earlier, we're gonna kind of be particular about getting the money in for these tables. So I have a feeling there may
Right.
be there may be more people that say, you know what, I need to get my spot lined up. I can't just kind of put it out there and kind of think about it for 3 months. I need to order it and buy it right now, because like money in hand is the only way you get a table reserved at the Cocoa Fest. And so my thinking is people are going to not let this go until the last minute, which means I'm worried that if we don't have some definition about where the tables are in the hallway, and we have more than 2 people or 3 people in the hallway, I'm worried that they're going to try to fight over specific locations in the hallway, which I don't think we want to deal with on the day of the show.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'll work
think
with
the-
Randy. I'll
Okay.
work with Randy and see if we can come up with something on that.
I think the difference is, and I think you guys finally settled on it though, I think the difference is that Grant was talking about selling some tables and the people could decide where they want them. And what Jim's trying to say is, let's decide now where we say the tables are going to be, and they can pick that location just like they do inside the main room.
Yeah, and I
So,
don't mind if they, if somebody
wanna
wants a table on the other side across from the hall, like if they wanted to be across from the doors or something, and they want to move it like, on a one side or another side or whatever. I mean, if there's room to move it, that's fine. I do think we need to make sure that people don't try to move their table into the middle. I mean, I'm not sure anybody would try to do that, but right, there's places you can't put your table, right? You can't put your table in the middle of the hallway. You can't put your table right in front of the elevators, there's a bunch of stuff like that we don't want to do. So I'm thinking having a kind of a, here's where generally we think your table's going to be. You could slide it around a little bit, but don't get too, don't go too wild about putting your table everywhere, because the fire marshal's going to get after us at some point.
What's our
That's what-
feeling about people from Canada? They're going to be, you think they'll be coming in this year?
I don't
think
know.
so.
I hope so.
I think
mean-
so. I mean, I think I know the whole tariff thing and everything, but everybody I've spoken to so far is planning on coming.
Okay, good.
So
Good.
I think the reality is set in. This is the way it is, and I think that they're planning on attending. I haven't heard anybody say that they're not going to.
Good deal.
Okay.
I hope
So
they
that
do,
will
'cause
that will increase our numbers quite a bit then for tables
Good.
then.
I saw Frank. I didn't have a chance to talk to him. Retro Rewind. I saw him at the World of Commodore show last weekend, because he sponsored that show, or partly sponsored the show. But I honestly I forgot to ask him if he was planning to be at the show. So my bad for forgetting to. He was kind of busy, and I didn't see him that often. But I should have fired off a question to him when I did see him. Cool. So I do have a. I'm gonna probably put a poll out, but I do have. It's not really a piece of new business, but it's just a thought. So the there is those 2 rooms that are not going to be. We're not ordering. We're not paying for those 2 rooms this year. If those rooms are rented by another club or something like that, do we have any thoughts or concerns about that?
I'm perfectly fine with it because I think that brings in more traffic, and more traffic is a good thing in my opinion.
Okay. Because I at the last show there was a question that was posed, and it's come up again, and so I don't know if anybody's going to do anything, but I know we gave those rooms back to the show, to the hotel. We're not going to use them this year, so they may be open, fair game for another venue. So or another club. So I didn't know if that was, I didn't know if there were concerns or anybody had any immediate thoughts or concerns about that. Okay, well, thanks, Grant, for the update. Yeah, Randy's not on, but if you could find out when the tables are going to be opened, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I would say probably the latter half of January or the first weekend in February. So,
Okay.
which everybody will be making that mad dash in that first week. I'm sure whenever that whenever that happens. So,
Fair enough. Okay. Anybody have anything else for this month?
I do not.
Okay. Well, anybody opposed to closing the meeting?
oh, one quick question here.
Yeah.
I did hear we don't have the mailing list anymore. Is that what I hear?
We don't have the mailing list, but
Or
we never had a mailing list. So it's not ours. There are 2 Cocoa mailing lists. One's hosted by Dennis Bathory Katz, I think is his name.
Mhm.
And it's the one that's at maltedmedia.com. And Dennis sent an email out a month or 6 weeks ago or so, telling him that the company is shutting down their servers. So that mailing list will just go away. And so he's been looking at, who might take on that server. John Mark and I are aware that there is another mailing list that was set up in 2019. I think it was set up at a time when the Malted Media site was having issues. It's run by Neil Morrison. He's the moderator and owner of the site, or of the mailing list. It's an email mailing list as well. And so I encouraged folks on the Malted Media or the mailing list to join the colorcomputergroups.io mailing list, which is the other list. I don't know what's going to happen to the Malted Media list. There's been no definitive information posted yet.
So is all that information and archive going to be gone or?
No, there's a number of people that have downloaded it.
Okay.
So the archive. Dennis said he has his own copy, and then there's a couple other people that downloaded a copy. So it exists. The whole archive will exist. Somebody will have to host it somewhere though, because it's currently hosted on the Malted Media web server, and I believe that server is also going away when the mailing list goes away.
Okay.
So it'll probably have to get moved to the Color Computer Archive. I assume that's where it'll go. But I mean, the material shouldn't go away. Or
Okay.
it won't go away.
And then one other thing, have we found a replace yet for chip mail yet or anything?
MailChimp, no, we just
Yeah,
talked about
MailChimp.
that earlier. No, we have not. Last month we did talk about a potential option, but it turns out to not. It's just a general. It's a mailing. It's like a. You get an email address. It's kind of just a generic, just an email server. It's not a mailing list manager. So don't have anything as yet. Eric Canales was looking, and Randy was looking as well, but I haven't gotten, so far we've not gotten a response. What we talked about last month potentially is we could pay for a month of MailerLite, which is like $20 or whatever, and then send out a final set of email messages telling people, hey, this is, where this is where we're moving the mailing list to, and we're gonna disable you getting meeting notices in TandyList. So if you want to be in TandyList, go in and mark yourself as TandyList. I think Rich had suggested that. It's because we have 1,000. The reason that we can't use the free version is because we have like 900 and some email addresses, but we know that's not how many people that are regularly part of our club. I mean, it's people, a bunch of people that just were curious or whatnot. And so one of the ideas is to send out some notices saying, hey, we got to trim this list down. So we're going to send these emails out, and then you need to go to TandyList and kind of resubscribe if you want to get the mail, to get the distributions going forward. That might get us down below 500. If we get down below 500, then we should be able to continue to use the mailing list manager that we have.
Okay, that's a good idea.
But
All
I
right,
was
that's all
waiting. Yeah, I was waiting on Randy to respond, so I need to ping him again to get a response from him to see.
All right, that's all I
Okay.
had. Thank you. Thanks, Jim.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Well, if nobody has a concern with closing, I say we're done for the night.
Motion to adjourn.
Yep. Who can second?
I will second.
There you
I
go.
will
Grant seconds. Any opposed? Okay.
I will oppose, just oppose.
Okay.
Have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. Happy holidays to everybody, and
Yes.
talk to you again in January.